In this video, I'm going to show you how to scale and optimize your cold email campaigns. So I have this test campaign which I launched in my account, and when I click on the campaign and go to the analytics page, you'll see that we have this dashboard. As you can see, this campaign has not sent any emails yet because it's just a test, but what you want to focus on are these 6 things. Now, I recommend that you never try to scale a cold email campaign until you have at least a 2% reply rate. So where it says leads that have replied, you'll see there's a percentage here. You want to make sure that your reply rate is at minimum 2% before you start scaling. If your reply rate is below 2%, then there's probably a fundamental issue with your campaign. Maybe your offer sucks, maybe your copy is really bad, maybe your emails are going to spam because you have bad email counts, or you're saying something in your email which is causing Gmail and Outlook to send them to spam. Maybe your lead list is not accurate and your targeting is really bad. But the point is that if your reply rate is under 2%, there's most likely an issue and you don't want to scale. And the reason why is because, if you try to scale a campaign, we have a super low reply rate, you're more likely to have deliverability issues as the campaign progresses. Because, for example, if your targeting's bad, then you're probably going to have a high spam complaint rate. Because if you're reaching out to people that don't even want what you're selling, then more people are going to mark your emails as spam, which can then cause your email accounts to be blacklisted by Gmail and Outlook. Additionally, if your reply rate's really low, that could be potentially considered as a negative signal. If you're sending out 1,000 emails and you get 1 reply, it doesn't really seem like a very healthy metric. Just to be clear, you can send out a lot of emails with a relatively low number of replies and you can be okay. I think the spam complaint rate really is the bigger issue. But in general, it's just better to not send out 1,000 emails and receive only 1 reply. That's just not really where you want to be when it comes to scaling campaigns. And that's pretty much it. So when you launch a campaign, minimum 2% reply rate before you scale. It's important that you also keep an eye on this analytics page for the first 24 to 48 hours after you launch your campaign, because you want to be monitoring these metrics as the campaign progresses. For example, if you have a high bounce rate, that could be a problem. And if your bounce rate is above 1 or 2%, you probably want to pause your campaign immediately and evaluate how you're even building your lead lists and what you're doing to verify those leads, because you should have a bounce rate of 1% or lower if you do the right things. For example, when you're creating a campaign in Email Chaser, there is a toggle that you can activate on the settings section where it will use double verification to verify all the leads and filter out the invalid leads. So if you activate that toggle, your bounce rate should be under 1 to 2%, maybe even lower. So you want to keep in mind all these different metrics, scale slowly, and then also launch multiple campaigns to see which ones perform best, because sometimes changing your copy and your offer can have significant impacts in your reply rate.